first stop on my hunt for sites that were used in the film Crazy Rich Asians. So yesterday when we were on holidays, we seen the house that was used there, which was in Malaysia and not in Singapore, but the rest of the sites should be in Singapore. Not all of them. I'm sure some of them are on sets and things in like big film studios, but for what I can find in Singapore, I'm going to try and go and visit those. So today the first stop is Newton Food Centre. So Newton Food Centre is the hawker centre that's used in the film. When they're all sitting around, there's all fairy lights, so it's really sociable and they're laughing and they've got tons of food in front of them. That's where they are. They're in Newton Food Centre. So yeah, that's where we're visiting today. So I'm excited. I've been there before. This is actually my local hawker centre. It's not the cheapest hawker centre, but it is nice and it's got a nice atmosphere to it in the evenings and everything. So it's a really fun one to see. So I'm going to go down, have something to eat. Nothing too big. I won't be having a kind of Nick Young style feast in front of me, but have something, preferably something that was used in the film, but maybe not. We'll see. Chicken satay, and it is from TKR at Newton. So that was the actual place that the chicken satay was featured from in the film, so in Crazy Rich Asians. There is also loads of other places around about. One in particular is called Alliance Seafood, and that is actually Michelin recommended. It's not Michelin starred. There are some Michelin starred hawker stalls in Singapore, particularly in Chinatown area and just a few different ones. But that one is Michelin recommended for the chili crab. So that one is amazing. Ah, thank you. And I've got sugarcane juice. So I love it. It's really good. And that is from the stall right next door. And that is where it is done from the actual sugarcane. So I'll show you what that looks like now. So I can't show you them actually making it, but I can show you the sugarcane. And what they do is they keep processing this through a machine that flattens it out and pulls the juice out of it. And it tastes really good. So I'm having chicken satay, beef satay and sugarcane juice. So that's nice. That's amazing, thank you. So I get two different types of the satay. So I have chicken satay and beef satay. You can also get mutton satay and you can get pork satay. So, and it comes with like a peanut sauce. So it should be good. The minimum is 10 sticks. So minimum is 10 of them. But that only costs like $7.50. So it's really good. And then the sugarcane juice was only $2. So when I first moved to Singapore, one thing I did find out about is that a lot of people don't cook here because they eat out, because it's cheaper to eat out than it is to actually cook at home, and because of the hawker centres the food is actually really good. So I'm going to give this a go and see how I get on. Chicken. Really good. I actually didn't think I'd be able to eat 10 of them, but I totally can. This is easy. Beef is good too. The beef is like chewier. But both are delicious. So yeah, I'm going to work my way through these and then I'm going to have another walk around. I don't think I'll get any more to eat, but it's getting really busy here now. So I think my timing for getting here was really good. So yeah. Enjoy my chicken and beef. So one tip I would have if you're coming here is make sure you bring tissues with you, because it's not something they give you when you buy the food. It is something that they will have, but you have to ask, but it's not really something that's provided. So bring tissues. If you have wet wipes, even better. But most MRT stations will have somebody who sells tissues and wet wipes there, and you can buy them. And usually it's somebody who is selling them independently and who needs the money. So it's really worthwhile buying it from them, and you are always glad to have them. They always are a good thing to keep in your bag anyway. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. It was delicious, and had a good chat with the guy who owns one of the stalls. And yeah, I'll definitely come back here more often. So you can get pretty much most sorts of food here. So you'll have Chinese, there'll be Malay, there'll be Vietnamese. One thing that Singapore is really known for is the chili crab, like I said about the Alliance Seafood, but you will see chili crab in several different places. But it's not that cheap because it is done by the weight. So you might go to get it and it might say like $12, but actually that's $12 per whatever the weight is. So it will add up, and usually it comes to about $30–40. So that is one that's good to know, because people come over really excited about trying the chili crab, but it's just to know it is not as cheap as you may think it's going to be. So yeah, it's a good one to share though. If you're walking around, a lot of the stands do tend to kind of repeat the sort of food. So there'll be several stands where you can get Vietnamese, where you can get Chinese, where you can get Indian. So yeah, you've got plenty of options, and there's loads of different things to try. So the way it kind of works here is the hawker culture is very much a social sort of place as well. So it has got it's got a feel of it where people come to meet up and sit and have drinks and hang out. And during the day, the government is now trying to make them places where they hold things like classes, like art classes and things where people can use as kind of a community gathering. So it's really nice. Like the hawker culture is now recognised as a World Heritage thing, I think, or they're trying to get it recognised, but I think it is. So yeah, so this was really fun to see. I am going to go home now. I'm still working on my sugarcane juice, and I will see you guys tomorrow for my next stop on my Crazy Rich Asians kind of sightseeing tour. So when I was on my way home in the MRT, I heard the funniest kids behind me. So there was two boys on their way home from football or something, and they're about 11 years old. And one kid turns to the other and said, "Do you know every day is worth celebrating?" And the other kid was like, "Why is that?" And he goes, "Well, because in the history of the world, that day will only be that day. You can never repeat that day, so you should celebrate every day." These are 11-year-olds. I couldn't get over it. And after he went, "That's just a profound saying for you." I thought they were hilarious. This kid is like Yoda and Ellen DeGeneres in one at like 11 years old. So yeah, I thought that was pretty impressive. And he's just on his way home from football or whatever, thinking nothing of it. But meanwhile, the adults around him are questioning their life based on his little after football chit chat. So yeah, that was a funny one. So yeah, on my way home now. Don't know if I'll hear any more profound sayings from 11-year-olds on the way home from football, but that was one for tonight. Thanks. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.